What's up, you guys? In today's video, I'm going to tell you why trying to grow your woodworking or your handmade business is going to be an extremely painful experience. This is probably the least motivational video that I've ever done, but it's going to be a good time. Let's dive in. All right, well, welcome back to the channel. As always, I'm grateful for you, glad that you're here, and hopefully this content has been helpful to you on your journey of growing your handmade or your woodworking business. And so if you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to go check out the podcast, Handmade Business Secrets Podcast with Vaught. If you're listening to this on the podcast, make sure to go check out and subscribe to the YouTube channel. So with that being said, I'm gonna give you a few reasons why in today's extremely unmotivational video, why growing your woodworking business is gonna be a painful experience and how to actually counteract that, and why you need to be aware that it is going to be a painful experience and what to do about it so that you don't stall out in your growth, okay? And so, number one, if you're trying to become successful in your business, you have to grow it, okay? So number one, let's identify that to be successful, to get where I want to go, to make more money than I've ever made, to have more impact than we've ever had, to be able to remove myself from the day-to-day operations of the business has to grow. Now, if you don't have any of those goals, if you're good with like, I just want to do $5,000 to $10,000 per month consistently from here on out, I want to be the only guy in the business, I don't have any goals to do anything else, that is fine, and this video does not apply to you, okay? Now, if you're like, hey, I want to remove myself from the day-to-day operations of the business, I want to build a large business, I want to provide a lot of income for me and my family. If those are your goals, then you need to listen to this video. So number one, let's say that that's your goal. Let's identify that number one, that's your goal. So number one, in order for those things to become a reality, your business has to grow. It has to grow. You have to generate more revenue. You have to grow your team. You have to grow your operations. You have to grow your marketing and sales strategy. You have to grow if that is what your goal is, okay? So, as anybody knows, number two, growth brings pain and discomfort. We have growing pains as kids. Your knees and your ankles and whatever ache as you start to grow. As you go to the gym and you start trying to lift weights, it's painful to grow your muscles. As you start to grow physically, spiritually, emotionally, from a business standpoint, it's gonna bring challenges. And here's the deal with growth, is that every new step of growth that you take opens up a brand new can of worms, a new set of challenges, a new set of problems. And so what I see a lot happen inside of our space, especially, is that woodworking business owners, they'll start working with me, they'll start to grow, and then they will experience the challenges of growth. Let me be very clear. There are challenges when it comes to growing. It's going to bring challenges. Now, they might grow a little bit and they might solve those challenges eventually, but what happens is entrepreneurs will then get gun shy about the next phase of growth. They're like, man, I experienced all this pain the last time I tried to grow. I don't want to experience any more pain. So what'll happen is they start out with these intentions of, I want to become this, I want to do this, I want to reach these new heights, and then they move the goalpost of success because they don't want to go through the pain of the next level of growth. And so it's incredibly important you understand, number one, I am going to experience pain. I'm going to experience challenges. I'm going to experience problems that I've never faced before. And here's the deal. The number one thing that has allowed me to grow my business to where I'm at today is an undying belief in my ability to solve problems. I believe that I can figure stuff out. I may not know the answer today, but I'm going to find the solution within the next 2 to 3 days. The ability to solve problems unlocks something inside of your heart, inside of your mind, so that you can continually move toward what your ultimate vision is inside of your business. And so if you don't have an undying belief inside of yourself of solving problems, you're not going to continue to try to scale. You're going to face your first set of challenges. You're going to camp out there. Once you solve those challenges, you're going to say, you know what? I actually think I'm comfortable with this. You know, Zach, I don't want to have a big business. And the reason that people don't want to have a big business is simply because they don't feel equipped or feel like they can solve the problems that come with having a big business. But the reality is that in order for you to accomplish the goals that we talked about before, if those are your goals, remove yourself from the business, make more money than you've ever made, have a large operation that maybe has a lot of intrinsic value that you can sell one day for a lot of money. If you want to accomplish any of those things, you have to keep moving forward. It's non-negotiable. So we need to know that growth is scary. Okay, growth is a scary thing. It's scary to grow, and that's why nobody ever does it. By the way, if you're watching this right now, welcome to the 1%. Welcome to the top 5%, because most people are content with doing the same thing every day for the rest of their life, and they're not ever going to challenge themselves or push themselves to try something new, to push themselves physically, to push themselves in their marriage, to push themselves in their faith, to push themselves in their business. So if you're watching this and you genuinely want to, and this isn't just hype and rah-rah motivation, but if you genuinely want to grow, welcome to the 1%. Welcome to the group of people that is unlike the rest of the population. You need to know, though, that growth is going to be scary. And the reason that growth is scary is because it's scary on the front end and it's scary on the back end. Let me explain. In order to grow, you have to have a strategy to grow. So in order to have a strategy to grow, you got to think through it, you got to plan, and then you got to take a risk. There's always a risk associated with the next level of growth. There's a financial investment, there's an emotional investment, there's some type of something you've got to give up in order to get to that next level of growth. And so I kind of think about it where you're taking a step back to take 2 steps forward. And that's how businesses grow. A lot of times it's a financial investment. For a business to take a huge step forward in this area, they got to sink money into it, right? This is the number one thing that I push with my clients. You got to spend more money on ads. If you want to grow more, you got to spend more money. You got to get in front of more people. So when it comes to growing, there's risk on the front end, problems on the back end. So it's scary because you got to risk something to take that step of faith to grow. And then if it does work, then you unlocked a bunch more problems, right? You unlocked a lot more challenges that you have to face. But again, I go back to, if you have an undying belief in yourself that you can solve problems, you'll be okay. And here's the reality, is that if you don't have an undying belief in yourself to solve problems, it's because you have taken it easy on yourself. You've never put yourself in situations where you have to solve problems. You've never put yourself in situations where you have to change. One way that I'm going to maybe rub you wrong here for just a second is your physical fitness. If you're out of shape and you've never worked toward getting in shape, but you know you need to, and you've just kind of been lazy or whatever, getting in physical shape is one of the best ways to refine your mind to tell yourself that I can solve hard problems. I can do hard things. And if you are not able to do that, if you haven't taken care of your body, if you haven't taken care of your mind or your soul or your spirit, if you haven't done that on a personal level, you're not going to be prepared when you face challenges with business growth. And so all that translates, if you can take care of yourself, if you can prove to yourself again and again and again that you are capable of solving problems and bringing solutions to the table with anything that you face, you can grow a business. You can constantly overcome the plateaus and the growth along the way. So hopefully this has been a helpful video to you. I really just kind of riffed on this, but I think this is super important to understand, is that growing is going to be challenging. If someone has told you that growing a business is not hard, they lied. They're trying to sell you something. They're trying to convince you that there's an easy way. Guys, there isn't an easy way. No matter what industry you're in, no matter what you're doing, everything is hard. There's a quote from John Maxwell. I got to listen to John Maxwell. He's an incredible leadership speaker, author, coach. I got to listen to him one time and he said, everything is uphill. Everything is uphill. Everything worth doing is uphill. Nothing worth doing is going to be an easy ride downhill. So if you're trying to grow your woodworking business, I've got several things listed below in the description that's going to help you out. So number 1, free ebook. It's completely free to you. Check that out. Number 2 is the Handmade Hero Academy program. If you're trying to break the $10,000 per month barrier, comparatively speaking, it's an incredibly low investment to take you to the next level. Number 3, the Woodworking Business Accelerator program. If you're trying to scale to multiple 5 figures or even 6 figures per month inside of your woodworking business, go check that out, apply, and let's get on the phone. So with that being said, appreciate you guys. Love y'all. Hopefully I didn't beat you up too bad in this video. I'll see you in the next one.